Our next step after we write the topic sentence and we answer the question is to actually back it up and prove our topic sentence. And so to do that, we're going to write a wrap. Remember the even better wrap than RAP wrap. And that's going to be an L2, an L1, and then an L2. Okay? So remember the L1 is your evidence and the L2, those are going to be your analysis words, your associative language that we used over here. Okay, so I've used difficulty, I've used struggle, scarcity and shortage and poverty and hunger are actually all pretty similar. Okay, so I think any of those will work, and those all do show difficulty and struggle. Okay, just to check myself. Okay, so let's start with an L2. I'll start with scarcity. Okay, so um, the family is experiencing scarcity. Okay, there's the L2. So now I'll need an L1, which is the text evidence to back it up. Okay, so any of these will work. No green crops, dry and sandy and dusty, the mother standing with her hand on the sun, not very many trees. Okay, so I'm going to go with that, kind of maybe a combination of this, that there are no green crops in a dry and sandy landscape. Okay, so the family is experiencing scarcity as is demonstrated by no, or by, let's see, instead of no, that doesn't really make sense. So by the absence of green plants in the dry ground. Okay, so the absence of green plants in the dry ground, that's something I can actually point to on the picture. So that is going to be our L1. Okay, and that's going to be in blue. So now that I have an L2 and I have an L1, I need to wrap it up with another L2. Okay, so the absence of green plants in the dry ground. Okay, so I'll go back to the marker verb illustrate because I think that works really well for images. So I can say which illustrates. Okay, then I'm going to go back here to my chart because all the hard work's done for you really if you do your chart. I'll go with shortage, which illustrates the shortage of, okay, if you don't have any green plants, you don't have any crops, then that means that you don't have much food, which illustrates the shortage of food for the family. Okay, so let's make sure we have everything we need, which illustrates the shortage of food. Okay, that's an L2. And remember that we want to put in our marker verbs. We want to make sure that we have verbs in there. We're not just putting all L2s and L1s, and that's illustrates and demonstrated. Those are both marker verbs. Okay, all right, so let's give it a read through and see how we did. The image conveys a message of a family's difficulty and struggle. The family is experiencing scarcity, as is demonstrated by the absence of green plants in the ground, which illustrates the shortage of food for the family. Okay, so did I answer the question? Yes, it's difficult, it's showing a struggle. They're experiencing, ooh, I almost left out an L2, uh-oh. Experiencing scarcity, as is demonstrated by the absence of green plants. Okay, good, that's the L1, which is showing the shortage of food for the family. Good, so that has everything we need. Well done.